Am I the a-hole? My classmate saved a goldfish by releasing them into the ocean, and I called her a dumb. My classmate recently made a TikTok and she showed a group of people at lunchtime. They were next to our table, so I overheard the girl say, "Hey, look at my TikTok I made, come check it out." And in it, she explains how she rescued a goldfish from the pet store and released them into the ocean so they can live free. I was horrified upon hearing this. I love fish and have several aquariums, so I'm fairly knowledgeable on them. I walk over and ask her to show me the video, and I facepalm. She asked me why, and I said, "You realize you're actually a dumb. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen." Her friend says, "Well, that's just rude. Why would you say that? Because she cares?" To which I had to explain that goldfish are freshwater fish. They can't survive the ocean because it's salt water. So all of the goldfish were dead in minutes. They basically choked to death as salt filled up their gills. Lastly, you never release animals into the wild. There are goldfish that are destroying our rivers and lakes because of dumb like her. They say that I'm a bully, and I walk away. I later get called into the principal's office, who told me I was expected to apologize, and I said, "No, I stand by what I said. F ignorant people who destroy the environment." My parents were called over and I got sent home, and my parents are pissed I refused to apologize. I might get suspended. You're not the a-hole, my guy. You're not. And anybody who thinks you are, I mean, could you have said it in a better way? Sure, but honestly, people do things anymore, like, and honestly, for all we know, she was doing this to just make content, but before you just do something that you have no idea what you're doing, like, research it, Google it, figure it out. There's, like, literally, just real quick Google, would it be smart to put goldfish into the ocean? And a quick, nope, not a smart idea. Nope, they'll die instantly, right? And it's just, there are people like this that are so ignorant that just think they're doing the right thing when they're not. And yeah, I know that you think you are, but you just, again, you need to be educated before you do things and speak on things that you have no understanding of. So no, I don't feel bad for this classmate being called a dummy. I always speak up for animals and things like that. So whenever somebody tells me they have, like, one of my biggest things I always mention when somebody says they own a cat or a dog that they plan on having puppies or kittens with, I always tell them that that is so irresponsible. And it's not their fault that they don't know, but it is very irresponsible. We have an overpopulation problem. It is highly recommended for your dog or your cat's health to get neutered or spayed, not only to help with population, but to help with their overall health. So I don't mind educating people on that type of stuff because people just don't know. And I'll admit, when I first got a dog, like my very first dog and cat, I was not educated on how to own animals. I just thought, oh, you just own a pet and that's what it is. But I learned throughout time and started researching that having a pet is way more than just feeding them and taking them outside, okay? So if you don't know about something like that, then you need to get educated on it before you make a decision. And the other thing about releasing animals into wildlife, it does mess with ecosystems. Again, with the overpopulation of cats being outdoors at high numbers actually destroys wildlife in the area. I definitely think if you don't know anything about that, you should definitely look it up. It's very interesting stuff. Anyway, this was just what I wanted to share because I'm very passionate about animals and just making sure people are highly educated on things like this. And I think the person who got in trouble, I think the original poster is great and how they're going to stand their ground on this, and who, they get suspended, whatever. What do y'all think?